All right, guys, we're going to go through and we're going to make a histogram. You're going to see questions like this. Which data set can you make a histogram? Do it. All right, so we have two data sets. In the first one up here, it's individuals walking distance from school. So people that live 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, or greater than 4. The next one, chart shows number of pets owned, 0 to 1, 2 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 8, or greater than 9. They both look similar when you take a look at them. Which one could I use to make a histogram? But the key is to look at the way things are organized. You can't own parts of pets. It just doesn't work. So you either own 0 or you own 1, but there's nothing in between 1 and 2. Whereas if you distance from school, you can live, zero point 0.9 kilometers from school. You can live 1 kilometer from school. Then you can live 1.12 kilometers from school. We're going to make a histogram using this because this is continuous. In other words, it flows. It continually goes up. Now, while this increases, it doesn't flow. It's not continuous. It's what we consider discrete values. You can only have, boom, 0 or 1. You can only have, boom, 2 or 3, that sort of thing. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this one. We're not going to use it. Delete. Boom, done. So we're going to use this one here. This is the one that we can use to make a histogram. So I'm going to go about showing you how we can make a histogram with it. All right. Bear with me. I am using a computer, so I'm hoping you guys can make a much better histogram than I can. Number of students, that will be my axis going up. Because this starts at 98, so I got 120, 300. 300 is my largest number. I'm going to go up by 100s on my scale, divide this into 3, and use a thinner pen. I'll go up by 50. Let's go up by 50. You guys have your grid books. Hopefully it'll be a little better than my eyeballing it going up by 50. All right, so 150, 200, 250, and then 300. And then always go up one value above wherever you're stopping. So 350. So I'll just continue that on like that. El Cheapo. So this would be number of students. Our range values on the bottom, 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 3, 4, and then 4 plus, and we'll just go like that. All right. So this could be the plus part. All right. So 0 to 1. So this was distance. And it's in K. All right. And a good title for this one might be distances from school to homes. And maybe student distances from school to homes. So I've checked off my 3. I have my 3 titles. I have intervals that are all the same, so we can go ahead and plot this. So 98 would be just below 1. I am going to use the straight line tool. So 98 would be just below the 100, and then I bring it up. All right. I make it even. The computer's not always the best. I make it even, and boom. All right, nice, neat, efficient. Let's just erase that other little line there. All right, good, done. Easier for me. Next one is 1 to 2. So I got 123 kids going there, and that's about roughly in between midway. So I'm going to extend this up, bring it over, and drop a line. Trying to make these the same size. On your grid book, I would suggest 2 box sizes to make them the same. This does not look the same as this, and I can tell that, but I'm eyeballing it, all right? 314, so just a little bit above, so I bring my line up. Keep it straight. It's just a little bit above. Bring my line straight up from the 3. Draw it over. Similar in size. Not quite perfect, but they're not, totally terrible. 150 for this one here, 3 to 4, 154. Yeah, roughly about there. This one is noticeably smaller than the others, so I would take marks off of this if I were, marking your stuff. I won't take marks off myself though. So we get it 200, move it over, draw it over, and drop. Whoa! I would take marks off for that. All right, so move it there. Now I take a look at it. So I notice that this is smaller. I would probably fix it up. Other than that, this is fine. So we have our intervals 0 to like, 0.99. 1 is included in the second category. Remember that. 2's over here, 3's over here, 4's over here, and the 4 plus. Okay. See, they're not included twice. So you're going to have to take a look at your data sets and go through and make sure that you're setting up your intervals properly. Check your 3 titles. Check that you've got the intervals being the same size. This case was easy, it's just 1. That'll change with different questions. Make sure your scale is going up by the same side. Remember that you can use the lightning bolt to skip values. It's handy. All right, so at the bottom you can use a lightning bolt. Say they start around 500. Why would you, jump up? You can jump 0, 50, and then jump to 500, 550, 600, 6. You get the idea. All right, guys, so that's histograms in a nutshell. They're used when data is continuous. It flows naturally from category to category. There's not distinct breaks, okay? And that's the big thing to realize. The building of them is very similar to bar graphs, except they, there's a range down here and the bars are touching each other. Okay, guys? So other than that, we're done.